Say the thing.
Say the thing?
Say the thing.
They're canon! The Marvel Netflix shows are canon. We did it. We
won.
did it. In case you guys didn't know, with the release of Echo, Marvel updated Disney Plus, and in the timeline order, they fucking put the Netflix shows in there.
Hell yeah.
Finally. It's about fucking time. Can I tell you the weight that lifted off of me after that happened?
Do you think they were waiting for Echo to come out to, like, really just flood it?
Yeah, and I think that the changes that they're making to the Daredevil show, I legit think they were making a show that wasn't canon, and then they were like, we're making a huge fucking mistake. And then, like, have now gone, and now they're bringing back Karen and Foggy. That news broke.
I just want to know if it was bad. I want to know if the show was truly bad and they had to pivot, or if they were just like, let's just make it canon.
Well, I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think they were watching a show and they were like, what the fuck is this? And then you hire someone who wrote on The Punisher.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd like to connect it. And they were like, fuck it. And honestly, I think what happened is they were so worried that, like, no, everything we make is good. Everything we make is fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And then Phase 4 happened. They were like, who gives a fuck if it's canon at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
If that's what the people want, just give
fuck
it
it,
to
yeah.
them. Now with
Exactly.
that also, I will say the only disappointing thing about them being canon and us having spoilers for Echo, minor spoilers for Echo, a TV show that is tied very closely to that universe with Kingpin and Charlie Cox's Daredevil, yet no Turk.
Listen, I have hope for Daredevil Born Again. That Turk is coming. I have hope.
I hope, but come on, Echo.
Come on.
You're better than this.
Yes, and they also added her to the Defenders lineup.
Yeah.
Which made me go like, are they going to do like
another Defenders?
Another Defenders? Dude, that would
bring back Sigourney Weaver.
Marvel Studios, the Defenders that would be an insane, what a turn of events that would be.
I think I could see them going Power Man and Iron Fist show. I could see that being great for Disney Plus.
I would love a Power Man and Iron Fist show. Only black writers though. White people can't write for Iron Fist. We've seen what happens. We've seen what happens.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, man. Well, going from the Disney Plus side of things.
Yes. Well, by the way, we have a hell of a show for you guys
Yes,
today. Lots of news to talk about, and I want to go over a couple more things. One, if you're watching us on YouTube, that means you got to watch it early Monday night, and if you're listening on audio, you're still going to get your regular Tuesday and now Thursday shows as well. However, if you come subscribe to us on YouTube, you can watch it on Monday and Wednesday nights.
Yes.
So thank you for being here. Let's get into our first story. We have a hell of a things to do.
Well, before we get into the first story, there was a movie trailer that came out.
Oh, yes.
That I would like to talk about very much.
Me too.
Abigail.
Yes.
Directed by the team who made Ready or Not and the two most recent Scream movies.
Correct.
Is about a group of people who are tasked with watching a child.
Kidnapping
a child.
Yeah.
They just gotta watch her through the night.
Yeah. Get that ransom, you know?
Plot twist. She's a vampire. Actually, she's a vampire ballerina. Scratch that. She's a fucking vampire ballerina.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on. And the trailer's excellent. I highly recommend everyone watch the trailer for Abigail. It looks like it has that exact same vibe of horror and comedy of Ready or Not, and of course the Scream franchise. Like, I was smiling. Like, the whole trailer, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. This is what I need. And it has Dan Stevens, and I love Dan Stevens so much.
And sometimes all you need is Dan Stevens.
Yes, as Melissa Barrera, Catherine Newton, Giancarlo Esposito. Hell of a cast, yeah.
Was that Kevin Durant that showed up?
Was it? I don't remember.
Hold for show. It was Kevin Durant.
There we go. Nice call.
You don't see Kevin Durant a lot anymore, and I'm very excited for that. Me too. And Angus Cloud.
Yes, his last performance. Deceased. Yes. He was very somber, but nice to see him kind of pop up in the trailer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, trailer looks great. Everyone go watch it. I'm going to be there opening fucking night. I'm excited. But yes, now let's dive into the first story. Nicholas, what do you got for us first?
Our first story comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter, going into the Star Wars side of things. A Mandalorian movie titled The Mandalorian and Grogu, hopefully they changed that name, is a go with Jon Favreau set to direct.
Yes, this is very exciting for several reasons, mostly the fact that we're actually getting a Mandalorian movie, and I think they also want to wash the bad taste of Season 3 out of everyone's mouths as much as everyone else does. A couple new things have come out about this story since it dropped, because Lucasfilm announced the film, and in that time, people have said, well, actually, they're going to do Season 4, and the finale is going to be a movie, and then a report in Hollywood Reporter came out, kind of contracting that, saying, there are scripts for a season 4, but this movie might just replace season 4. So we still don't know if it's going to be a finale type movie or if it's going to be just we're going to do the movie instead of season 4, but the season 4 scripts do exist. So something's going on, but either way, we're getting the movie. I also hope they change the title. But look, here's what I'll say. This makes me excited because that means we're going to get a lot more, not even a lot more budget, but better used budget in a more constrained time to 2.5 hours of this story. It's going to be Mandalorian that doesn't look cheap, which we haven't had since season 1, really. I like season 2, but even you could kind of see the cracks coming in from season 2. I think it's a good idea. I'm excited. Honestly, I'll be less excited if it is a finale to a series. I'd like to just see the movie, but I don't know. That's just me. What do you think?
I have kind of mixed feelings on it. I think that Jon Favreau, because he writes everything with The Mandalorian, and I think that season 3 was rather lackluster, but I think that when The Mandalorian's great, he also deserves that credit.
Correct.
And I think the episodes he's directed have also all been like the better episodes of the series because Jon Favreau is a good director.
Correct.
My only hesitation going in with the movie is, yes, he will have a more consolidated, well, it'll probably be a big budget, but confined to 2 hours. But he was so instrumental in the creation of the volume that I'm concerned about that because I don't think that the volume has really been properly utilized recently.
That's fair. That's fair. But I would also say that one of the reasons the volume was so instrumental is because of how much money it saved. And now you don't have to save money. So I think if they're going to use the volume, it's going to be more for, it fits this environment better.
Yeah.
Like all the TIE Fighter stuff in the volume looks great. All that stuff looks great. So I'm hoping, now I understand the concern. I'm hoping that it goes better. But at the same time, I think part of the reason they used it was to save money. And that's not really required on a movie like this.
I just also have other, you're titling the movie The Mandalorian and Grogu. But more recent Star Wars things have really been fan service the movie, especially with a lot of like the Ahsoka TV show, but even looking at Mandalorian, it was okay, who can we fit here, who can we fit in here, how many Star Wars people can we fit into the show. So I'm hoping that the movie doesn't become that and it does focus on Mandalorian and Grogu's storyline,
same,
and just that through with it. And you can have the cameos and everything you want, sure, because he is tied to the Jedi side of things and everything, but I don't want that to overtake the strong storyline of their relationship and their connection. What I'm very curious about, though, is Pedro Pascal's involvement. Because he still does the voice. Did not take his helmet off in season 3.
Nope.
We do not see Pedro Pascal at all in season 3.
Might have not even been there.
Might have not even been there. And you now have him who left Zach Krieger's, the Barbarian director's weapons. Because he had to clear up his spot to be Mr. Fantastic for Fantastic Four, which is going to be filming later this year.
And The Last of Us.
And The Last of Us Season 2, which is also filming later this year. And now a Mandalorian movie that is also filming later this year. So I'm curious if he'll still do the voice work for it. And then there'll be maybe an extended sequence or two that they get him in for like...
Get him in like 2 days.
Two days or something, get him in, get him out. But also at the same time, I feel like he is the Mandalorian. He's Din Djarin. And he's going to be in a little bit of the movie, even if he's doing the voice work. Like, I don't know. It's a conflicting thing.
Yeah. I see what you mean. But either way, I think this is exciting. Hopefully it can be more like Mando 1 and 2 and not Mando 3.
I think it'll definitely be going more into Grogu's backstory. Like, I think it's going to be about him finding his place in the universe.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Also, I'm just going to say this. I don't want this to happen. I want this movie to be successful. I want people to love it. Obviously, I always want that. I would not be shocked if this does Solo numbers.
How did Solo do? I don't recall.
Like 400 million.
Season 3 did leave a bad taste in people's mouth.
And it's not even just that, but I think people misunderstand the vastness between the movie-going audience and a television audience. And not that many, tons of people watch Mandalorian on TV. But like, if you calculate that into dollars, it's not as much as you think. Now, calling it Mandalorian and Grogu and putting Baby Yoda all over these trailers will significantly help. Because that's what really kicked up Mandalorian Season 1 numbers.
I think that's what kicked up Guardians, too, with Baby Groot.
Yeah. So I think it'll help. But I want it to do
Now-
better, but it wouldn't shock me is all I'm saying.
Now, this is not replacing Dave Filoni's Mandoverse movie, right?
From all the reports say, no, that's still going to be a movie that
So
comes
there's
out.
still this is now a fourth movie on top of there was the Daisy Ridley Ray movie.
Yep. There's this movie now, the
Dave Filoni's
and then James Mangold's.
James Mangold's Old Republic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see if any of these happen.
Oh,
You know how Lucasfilm
also
is.
Ahsoka season 2 was confirmed
Yes.
with this story as well.
Which makes me think that they're going to do Ahsoka 2, this movie, and then Dave Filoni's movie to kind of like...
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That would
because
make
we still
sense.
have Skeleton Crew coming out, I think, sometime this year.
An
Which is,
Acolyte, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Skeleton Crew is supposed to tie in with that storyline.
Ahsoka's.
Yeah, or like just like the Mandoverse
I
kind
see.
of thing. So we'll see. But yeah,
Interesting time for Star Wars.
absolutely. What do you guys think of the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out? Do you also hope they change the title? Let us know in the comments as we move on to our next story. Words getting ahead of brain. Nicholas, what do you got for us next?
Our next story comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Tom Cruise has set up shop now at Warner Brothers with a new movie partnership.
Yes, so this is an interesting story for many reasons. And it has so many twists and turns as well. So this is kind of all tied into a lot of things. So I'm going to kind of go one at a time here. The first thing is Tom Cruise met with David Zaslav. Apparently they both hit it off, buddy, surprising no one. And they basically shared each other's passion for theatrical exhibition and what that means. So Tom Cruise has signed an overall deal with Warner Brothers to produce and star in films for them. So you might think, oh, that's cool, but why is that such a big deal? Because Tom Cruise has been in business for such a long time, specifically with Paramount in those films. And I think they're shooting Mission Impossible 8 as we speak. And then, so, he still has some movies coming out over there, but now he's moving on to Warner Brothers. And, on the positive, I think this is a great partnership to have. I think Tom Cruise loves movies, and he'll put them in theaters, which is what we all need for movies to survive. But at the same time, what's the Paramount side? What happened there? Well, another report came out in the newsletter for The Hollywood Reporter, basically just saying, yeah, Tom Cruise was pissed off at Paramount when they tried to put Top Gun on streaming, Top Gun 2. He did not like that. He actually had to lawyer up about it. And then they kept asking him if he could do spin-offs of Mission Impossible characters as Paramount Plus TV shows, and he's like, guys, nothing against it, I don't mind, but I'm here to make movies, I'm here to put things in theaters. And then apparently the last straw is he allegedly had brought up concerns of having Mission Impossible come out within the Barbenheimer craze, and was like, hey, it's a crowded summer for people's first summer back to the movies for some people, maybe we should reconsider this. And Paramount wouldn't budge, and then Mission Impossible did not do that well.
How that worked out for him.
So now he's kind of like, okay, Paramount, I kind of am done with you. I'm moving on to Warner Brothers. Great for Warner Brothers, but what did Paramount do? How did Paramount take this? Well, they quickly panicked and announced news of Top Gun 3. So Top Gun 3 is happening, and apparently it's not just fake news to retaliate. It is really happening from what all we know.
It's not like Jason Momoa's Frosty the Snowman.
Yes. It's not like that. So, yeah, Top Gun 3 is happening at Paramount. Apparently Tom Cruise is going to finish Mission Impossible 8, and then he's going to do Top Gun 3, then Warner Brothers.
Gotcha.
And it's just kind of, you could see Paramount kind of sweating when the Warner Brothers news came out. They're like, we have to announce Top Gun 3 right now. I don't think they wanted to announce it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, look, I'm excited about Top Gun 3. I'm excited about Mission Impossible 8, but I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited about Warner Brothers because I think, honestly, if anybody in the world could convince David Zaslav, hey, don't delete people's work for no reason, it's probably Tom Cruise.
That's fair.
So I'm excited for that, and you know what? I'm happy for Tom Cruise because now he can watch The Flash as many times as he wants. Remember that? But yeah, what do you think about this whole Tom Cruise, Paramount, Warner Brothers thing that's going on?
I think that in the industry, Tom Cruise, I would kind of correlate to one of the last actual movie stars,
Yeah.
where it's
Big time.
It's the name that's pulling in people, not the product.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he always delivers because he, the stunt work, the time, energy he puts in on the producer level.
Yeah.
This is a man who cares about his craft deeply and wants to deliver the best product possible. And if he's seeing things and has this knowledge, as he said, hey, don't release it during this time. And what happened? It made no money. I think he wants to be taken seriously and not just sort of written off as, oh, well, you're the actor.
Yeah.
And if you have Warner Brothers who's really trying to save face and you can get these names and producing the movies under it, because they took a hit when they lost Nolan.
Yeah, big time.
For sure. And especially now because Universal is gunning for him for Best Director, and if they get it for him, why would he leave that?
Exactly.
They let him do whatever he wanted for Oppenheimer, and look at the result.
Yeah.
And I just... It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, because also, do we need a Top Gun 3? I
didn't think we needed Top Gun 2, and I really like that
I didn't
movie.
think we needed Top Gun 2, but do I need to watch... I could be on board, I think, if... It's a double-edged sword, right? Because you want to see Tom Cruise in Top Gun. But at this point now, do you just hand it off to the Glenn Powell and Miles Teller team? And
listen, we need to be able to call our dad sometime in the next 5 years. And having Top Gun 3 come out with Tom Cruise, it allows that phone call. You know what I mean? It allows it to happen.
That's fair. I mean, it'll be interesting for sure. I definitely think the Top Gun reveal was definitely out of panic,
Big time.
100%.
Big time.
But I see just a simple answer to all of this together. Warner Brothers begs on their knees to get Nolan back to them. They now have Tom Cruise, Christopher Nolan's Edge of Tomorrow 2.
Christopher Nolan's Edge of Tomorrow 2. That was Warner Brothers, wasn't it?
Edge of Tomorrow was Warner... Guys, we might finally get the sequel. We might get the sequel if this works.
And Emily Blunt, and they just worked together on Oppenheimer.
Exactly.
Listen, he's not crazy. He's not crazy. Could you imagine the internet if it was like Edge of Tomorrow 2 with fucking Christopher Nolan? That would be so wild.
He goes back. Nolan's got his next idea already locked, and then he goes and says, Universal, I want to do this. They say no. He goes to Warner Brothers. They go, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and we will just give you a blank check.
Yeah.
You got to do Edge of Tomorrow 2.
That best case scenario, honestly.
Listen, not even Nolan. Best case scenario is we do actually get Edge of Tomorrow 2, though.
Yes, that would be great.
That would be my win from this story.
Yes, that would be great. And listen, we love Doug Liman as well. Bring him back. We're fine with that. But yeah, what do you guys think of this whole...
Doug Liman?
I think it was. Fact check me while I go to the next one.
Yeah.
What do you think about Tom Cruise now making films with Warner Brothers after he finishes up his deals with Paramount? And do you think Paramount fucked up like we do? Let us know down in the comments as we move on to our next story. But before we do that, Nicholas needs to confirm that Doug Liman did in fact direct Edge of Tomorrow or make me look like an idiot. It's one of the two.
It was in fact Doug Liman.
There we go.
But
it was Doug Liman.
Do you know who was a writer on the movie?
No.
Christopher McQuarrie.
That fucking makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
I wonder who... Oh, because he did the new Top Gun. Ooh, do they get him for Edge of Tomorrow or Top Gun 3 when he's done with Mission Impossible 8?
Yeah.
I wonder what they get him for.
We'll see.
If I was him, I'd go Edge of Tomorrow.
I would. I mean, I definitely follow him. I definitely follow Cruise. If my career was working out the way his has.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You go where that man wants you to.
Yeah. Next up, in the road to the Oscars, which are going to be our favorite videos to make, the nominations for the DGA, SAG, and the PGA Awards have been released. We are going to focus just on the movie nominations for the purposes of runtime, and we do slowly want to get into talking about more TV stuff, which we will do eventually. But for now, we're going to do just the movie side of this. Let's go to the SAG Awards, Nicholas.
Yes, you want me to read those off there?
Please do.
All right, where do you want me to start, at the top?
Yeah, just start at the top.
All right, our first category is Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role. You have Bradley Cooper's as in Maestro.
Mm-hmm.
You have Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
That's a solid fucking 5, dude.
I believe that's actually what you had called a while back on the show, too.
And I also think that I'm not surprised that Leonardo DiCaprio's off the list. I don't think he's going to be the focus of award season. And, yes, there are people in the Oscars who love Leonardo DiCaprio, but I think even he's taking a back seat from campaigning. I don't really think he cares all that much this time around. So this doesn't surprise me at all. Every performance on here is great. There's usually one surprise that happens at the Oscars that we'll see happen, but I think this is a solid 5.
You know what my favorite thing to be coming out of this award season, though, is the Paul Giamatti love.
Yes.
One. Because also the amount of gotcha interview questions that I've seen him faced with like Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Or Planet of the Apes.
Or Planet of the Apes. Or Big Fat Liar.
Yeah.
and the man just loves those movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a guy. He goes, "What do you mean? I got to be an orangutan
Yeah.
in Planet of the Apes." Like, and he just handles it so well, and you could tell, like, it's just,
I saw a quote he gave where apparently his agency was pushing for him to be a human character.
yeah.
And he said, if you tell them I want to be a human character, I will burn this fucking agency down.
So I just to watch him handle that the way he's handling it, and with the humor and just the love that he has even for that. I like to, because you see some actors who write off the stuff and they're like,
Yeah.
well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And stuff. So I'm pro Paul Giamatti this year.
Me too, big time.
Next, you have outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role. You have Annette Bening for Naiad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, Margot Robbie for Barbie, and Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Also a solid list. I will say, I thought that they were going to focus more on Margot Robbie on the producer side of things. I think Barbie is going to do well.
Yeah.
Going forward. There are a couple performances that could come in and steal it. There were a lot of great leading performances this year, female actors. But I mean, are you going to complain about this list? No. It's a
Fair.
great list. I do think that it's going to come down between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone, both here and the Oscars. But yeah, we've seen stranger things happen, though.
We have seen Stranger Things. I hope that's the end of the show.
I swear to God.
Like, it's going to end and there's going to be another big bad reveal. And they'll be like, well, we've seen Stranger Things. Cut
Credits.
to black.
Yeah.
Next, we have outstanding performance by a male actor in a supporting role, which to me was interesting. Now, these are just the SAG nominations, not the Oscars. But you have Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Willem Dafoe for Poor Things, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie. Big year for Roberts.
Big year for Roberts, but also shocked by no Mark Ruffalo.
Shocked.
Genuinely shocked.
I still haven't seen Poor Things, but that from the consensus I've heard, everyone was like,
yeah,
it's
and
Ruffalo.
And the thing is, like, what this does for me, this makes me think they're going to double up and do Willem and Mark Ruffalo at the Oscars, and one of these people are going to be left off. I can't tell you who it is because I love every performance on this list. But I'm worried that it's Sterling K. Brown, but I don't want him to fall off the list because he's so good.
It is. I was very happy to see Robert De Niro make this list because besides Lily Gladstone, who I think is the standout of Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert De Niro. Sorry, it's Robert D and Robert Downey are like right there. Robert De Niro gives probably the best performance I've seen from him in
a long time,
and that's even including like The Irishman.
Yeah.
Like, this was an actor who just wanted to show him and be like, no, I can still do this.
Yeah, and it was
watch About My Father, but I can still do this.
It was the first time in a while where I saw him and I didn't see Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Like, I saw who he was playing. Big agree. What we got next for supporting actress? Or no, supporting actress.
Yes. You have Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the formatting's all fucked up. Hold on.
Yep.
Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Penelope Cruz for Ferrari. Jodie Foster for Naiad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers.
I'm fucking so happy Penelope Cruz is getting recognition.
I still haven't seen Ferrari.
Because here's the thing. I saw Ferrari. It's good. It's a good movie. It's Michael Mann. It's going to be a good movie. Adam Driver's good. I came out of that movie, and I literally called Hannah, and I was like, Penelope Cruz was fucking great in that. And she's getting before this, was getting no awards buzz.
Yeah.
I hit the mic, sorry. But, like, it's just like, that blew my mind. And so it brings me so much joy seeing Penelope Cruz on the list. Dude, Divine Joy Randolph has been sweeping these awards, so it might come down to her. But I'm very happy to see Danielle Brooks on there. She killed it in The Color Purple.
Is Danielle Brooks, was she...
Peacemaker, yes.
She was in Peacemaker, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Emily Blunt, I feel like, was a given.
Yeah.
Just because of the size of Oppenheimer as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually very happy for Jodie Foster. I watched Naiad last night because you had mentioned seeing it and that Annette Bening would probably get an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Which this is the SAG, but we saw that. But I was watching it, and like you and I talked about for the show, like, Jodie Foster was good in it.
She's very good.
The movie's okay.
Yeah.
But the performances are really what elevate it to, like,
correct,
be a better movie.
100%.
So I really thought it was just going to be her. So I was happy to see Jodie Foster sneak in there.
Yeah, me too.
And then
their version of Best Picture is just Best Cast.
Best Cast.
And they have American Fiction, Barbie, Color Purple, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer. All great casts, no air, horse shit. But
Listen,
it's
if we're just
fine.
going cast, like, here's a solid
It's
cast.
a solid cast. All right, let's move on to the DGA because there's only 2 awards that matter. Dude, the best director guess for the Oscar is going to be so fucking hard, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to dive into these.
Yeah, I gotta find that.
So here's ready for these nominees, and then I'm going to throw you a curveball that's going to make it harder, okay?
This is for director.
Yes.
Okay.
DGA nominations for Best Director. Greta Gerwig for Barbie.
Okay.
Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. And you may be thinking, that's solid. Why would I, They have another award, Nick, for Best First-Time Feature Film, where you have Celine Song for Past Lives and Cord Jefferson for American Fiction.
Celine Song.
I agree, but I'm saying, who does she replace?
Oh, who does she replace in the top?
Yeah, because if we're going for the Oscars, there's only 5. I hate to say this, but probably Alexander Payne.
I was gonna say Alexander Payne.
But still though, that's an insanely tight category. But you're not taking into account foreign films.
Yeah.
Zone of Interest, Anatomy of Fall, things that the Academy loves to recognize, which is good and fair, but still. Now, speaking of the producers, let's move on to the PGA nominations. And I think this is going to be a 10 for 10 crossover.
Yeah.
I personally think this. And also no Bradley Cooper for Maestro under director either. But I think listen, Maestro's a good movie.
Poor man.
It's a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but just watching the internet collectively.
You know why it's annoying though? Because the collective hate is just he tried really hard. I'm sorry, he put 6 years of his life into making this movie as an actor and director, and fuck you, Brad. That's what everyone said. He's just I just tried to make the best movie I could.
It's kind of funny though.
It's a bit funny, but it's just I feel bad for the guy. He didn't do anything wrong.
If the photo hadn't come out,
I honestly think
is this a different storyline?
I think it fucked him from the beginning.
Yeah,
I think so. And anyone who watches the movie, there's no anti-Semitism in the movie.
Oh, I don't believe that I don't believe that there was for a second. I don't believe any of that.
Yeah,
but
the photo was not a
so
good PR
funny that
move.
the internet was just
no. Yeah. God, I watched the movie. It's good. Producers go for Best Picture.
We're closer to Hangover 4 if the hate keeps up, though.
Listen, you're right. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. I think that's a 10 for 10 slot. Anatomy of a Fall, though, overcoming those odds by not being able to get the Best Foreign Language nomination because France didn't submit it. Going all the way, great news for them. I think that also opens up some screenplay opportunities, but then does that ruin Sandra Hüller's chance as an actress? I don't know. It's getting difficult, but solid films. I'm one of 5 people who didn't like Zone of Interest. I'm sorry. I thought the point the movie was trying to make, it made.
Yeah.
It made the point. It doesn't do anything else. I'm sorry. Maybe it has good sound design too, but I don't know. Someone else watch the movie and let me know because I love conversations. Mm-hmm. People telling me I'm wrong, get it every day. It just wasn't one of those for me, man.
It just didn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, overall thoughts on all the shit we just threw at each other with these nominations. Because the Guild nominations have some crossover with the Academy. Not 100%, but a lot.
I am just very interested to see the Oscar nominations. I think that's going to be a very fun recap video to make. I think there's definitely going to be some shock, and I think that this year is really just a toss-up on everything. I don't think that there's a clear winner on thing. Yeah. You look at, was it last year, 2 years ago, Dune?
2022 Oscars, yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. Where you're oh, every technical award is going to Dune. This one, it could go to Killers of the Flower Moon. It could go to Barbie. It could go to Oppenheimer. There's so many different. It's a toss-up on everything, and it'd be interesting to see where it bounces out.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be a good year. It was a great year for movies. I mean, just reading that list, I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
And I've seen them all. No more extra homework.
Oh, I've got so much homework I'm going to have to do. I'm terrified. Was it January 23rd they come out?
I think so, yeah.
I'm terrified.
Oh, that's funny. But yes, those are all the Guild nominations, everybody. What do you think of them? Let us know in the comments below as we move on to the box office!
The first box office of the year.
Yes, indeed.
And because of that, we don't have any predictions.
Nope. So we're recording a little bit early into the day on Sunday, so the numbers are not out on the numbers website that we normally use, but Deadline did just release an article claiming to have the Sunday estimates, so we're going to read those, and of course we always put the final Monday numbers in the description below. So per Deadline, it looks like Mean Girls is going to come in first with a 27.5 3-day weekend million. Yep. The Beekeeper is going to come in second with a $16.8 million 3-day weekend. Hell yeah. Got to protect the hive.
What's the budget on that, though?
Oh, great question. I'm not seeing a reported budget anywhere, but I imagine it was at least probably like 40. That's a pure guess, but we'll have to see. Coming in third was fucking Wonka, making another $7.6 million over the 3-day. I think there's gonna be 4-day numbers too, because the holiday coming up tomorrow. Today for you. Coming in fourth, which has been a fucking surprise hit, man. Anyone But You, making another $7.5 million, so it'll be close between them and Wonka.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Only dropped 35% from last week. And coming in fifth, hanging in there, Migration, making another $5.1 million. That's your top 5. Per Deadline. If you come in on Monday and the numbers are fucked, it's because Deadline was wrong. But yeah, also Aquaman came in 6th, and that poor bastard just can't. However, it's gonna pass. Or I think it did pass Black Adam, so it was officially the highest grossing DCEU of like the post James Gunn announcements.
Didn't it pass Marvel's releases as well? Not Guardian, but it passed Marvel's and Ant-Man, I believe.
I don't know if it's past Ant-Man yet, but it has passed Marvel's.
Gotcha. Good for Wonka too.
Yeah,
Wonka's sticking it. And Anyone But You is also R-rated rom-coms are back.
They're back. The mid-budget. Listen, the mid-budget rom-com is back. That's what we need. We need the mid-budget stuff returning.
Also, go see The Beekeeper.
Beekeeper is really fun.
We can't praise Beekeeper enough. Watch the review on the channel if you don't believe us. It's so good.
So good.
Check the hive.
Did you watch Mean Girls?
I did.
What'd you think?
It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. How bad was the Apex Predator number? It was bad.
Which one's that one?
Where they're all acting like animals? Dude, that was rough.
Here's my biggest gripe with the movie is I hated that every song was a music video.
Okay.
But at the same time, I also appreciate the consistency in that every song was a music video.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
It didn't work for me, but I also respect that they kept it.
That's fair.
Like that they kept it throughout. I think that all the performance, like the casting, was all really good. I love Angourie Rice as an actress. I thought she was really good as nerdy Katie.
Okay.
I did not buy plastic mean girl Katie.
Fair.
An unsurprising Tim Meadows W.
Yes.
As he always is.
Yes.
But yeah, I was never, I like the original Mean Girls, but I was never like, oh my God, it's a huge fan kind of thing. So I was really just more or less whatever on this movie as a concept. I haven't seen the Broadway play or musical, so I didn't really know any of the songs, but I thought the casting was all good. I will say the one friend was hysterical, the really dumb one.
Yes.
It was the Amanda Seyfried character in the original. She was hysterical to me. Tim Meadows as the principal was funny.
I thought that Renee Rapp did a good job as playing like an updated, modernized Regina George. I thought the chemistry between Angourie Rice, amazing actor. I thought the chemistry between her and her friends, Damien and Janice, I thought they crushed it.
They were really good.
I thought they like really had the dynamic down a lot.
Yeah, no, I think that they were probably where I got the most laughs was the two of them.
Yeah. What I was going to say earlier, Wonka's going to pass $500 million.
Wonka sequel.
It's just Gene Wilder. Okay.
We have a lot of gap to fill in between those.
Sure. But I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
If they just remade Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like beat for beat, but it was Timothée Chalamet and new kids, I'd go.
That's fair.
I don't know if I'd like it, but I'd go.
One more thing about Mean Girls.
Yeah.
2 more things. One, I thought the direction I quite enjoyed.
Yeah.
Mostly because I appreciate that they understand cameras can move.
Yeah, correct.
There's a lot of camera movement.
Yeah.
Very easy to please from that.
Yeah.
Have your static shots, but don't be afraid to move it around. And also, it made currently 27 million more than it would have made as a Paramount.
It would have been released on Paramount Plus. Yes, 100%.
Shall we move on to our predictions?
We shall.
What comes out this week?
The only major release that I can think of is the new ISS movie.
What is that?
Have you not seen trailers for this?
No.
It's a movie with Ariana DeBose.
Okay.
She plays an astronaut, and it's American astronauts, and they link up in the ISS with Russian astronauts, and they're all having a party, and they look down, and there's a nuclear war happens on Earth, and both Russia and America send up signals saying you need to kill the other ones. It looks awesome.
Looks like I'm catching up on Maestro or Poor Things or
we don't want to see that.
Iron Claw.
That's straight up in our wheelhouse. Straight up.
Yes, but I don't think that's getting any Oscar nominations, and I need to catch up.
Well, no, that's true. I mean, it's January release.
No,
I'm gonna go.
No, don't say January release because we saw The Beekeeper together.
That's true. And look, I've seen 3 January releases. I've liked 2 of them. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. But yeah.
So then predictions.
Predictions. I'm gonna go first.
Yes.
I think Mean Girls is gonna hold number 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Mean Girls number 1, ISS number 2, Beekeeper number 3, Wonka number 4, Anyone But You number 5. I think that's all that comes out next week is that ISS movie.
I'm going to go. How much did Wonka make? Allegedly?
Allegedly, it made 7.6.
All right, I'm going to go Mean Girls, Beekeeper, ISS, Wonka, Anyone But You.
This is also the wide releases of All of Us Strangers and Memory.
I don't know what either of those are.
Okay. All of Us Strangers is very good.
Right now. Oh, that's the Paul Mescal one.
Yeah, and Andrew Scott.
Yeah. I keep my list the same.
Fair. That's completely fair. What are your guys' box office predictions? Let us know in the comments below. And before we wrap up, don't forget there's going to be another episode later in this week. Also, be on the lookout for some reviews. And towards the end of the month, be on the lookout for some other reviews that we'll be doing. We did get our screener invite for Argyle.
Yeah, we did.
So we'll be able to drop that whenever it comes out at the end of the month. I think it drops the 31st or February 1st, the embargo. So we'll be able to review that. So be ready for that. And you got anything else you want to add?
Keep an eye out for the Thursday show where we will be discussing Barbie's move to adapted screenplay.
Yes, be on the lookout for that.
Right now.
Yes, I can already tell I'm going to fucking hate it. I'm going to love it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.